fellow Christians out there in social mediaville. So I am seeing a lot of videos regarding people having dreams about the rapture, and only one of them seems so severe, like the lady was crying and all that, right? So you guys, I'm gonna tell you what you already know. Um, I hope you can hear me. My audio on my phone is rather bad. So check this out, guys. I was born Protestant, and if you're Protestant, we believe that either there is a rapture, and then there's a 7 year tribulation, then there is the return of Christ, then there is a 1,000 year reign, then the devil comes back from hell, and then we all fight, and then is the white throne judgment. Okay? Or you believe there's 3 or 3.5 years of tribulation, and there's a rapture, and then there's like 4 or whatever years of the tribulation. Then there's the return of Christ. Then there's the millennial reign where the devil's thrown into prison. Then the devil gets released, and then you get the point, right? So, if you believe in the rapture, even if you're a post-tribulation rapture, the rapture happens, Jesus comes back, there's a 1,000 year reign, the devil's thrown into prison, you get the point. Then we all fight, okay? So have that you know the score, right? That is the theology. Mainly pre-tribulation rapture. Rapture, tribulation, return of Christ, and then fight, white throne judgment, and then peace forever, right? Okay, I want to show you guys something. Okay, that's what we established. Okay, check this out. This is from a non-Christian source. Please bear with me. Try to prove me wrong. Look it. This is from the Hadith. Can you see that? It's backwards. You can Google what I'm going to tell you. Okay, let me read that for you. You can pause it and stuff, right? This is from the Hadith. This is from the Hadith in Islam. Okay, it says, Allah's apostle said, the most awful name in Allah's sight on the day of resurrection will be that of a man calling himself Malik Amlak, or whatever, the King of Kings. On the day of judgment, there is going to be a scary person, a really horrific person to the Islam people, who calls himself the King of Kings. Okay? You guys, in the Bible, the white throne judgment, Jesus has a sign above his head, King of Kings. Okay? So, if you believe in the rapture, or at least the rapture how we Protestants, I'm not a Protestant anymore, I was born Protestant. If you believe in the rapture that way, okay, so you're saying that there's a huge global crisis, right? And since we're Christians and the Islamic people are, like, on the other team killing us and stuff, or you believe the Vatican and you believe the Pope is the Antichrist, right? So they're supposed to like hook up and start killing us, right? So Jesus comes back and whoops their ass, okay? And then we get to party on earth for 1,000 years. The devil comes back, and then we fight. There's a white throne judgment, and then everybody sees the King of Kings, right? So you're telling me that our Saracen enemies, right? They're going to see the return of Christ, then they're going to go to hell, then they're going to help Satan fight us, and then on the white throne judgment, they're going to be confused about a being calling himself the King of Kings, right? Don't you think that there was a rapture and how everything we think goes in chronological order? And also in the Bible, when it talks about people falling asleep, it usually does so in the context of saints. Yes, there's a resurrection of the just and a resurrection of the unjust. So keep that in mind if you want to debate me. We can go on that route. Howbeit, you're pretty much saying that these Saracen foes of ours see Jesus come back in the clouds, repent or go to hell, and then like thousands of years later or something, there is a judgment, and they don't know who the King of Kings is. Do you see the fault in the doctrine of the rapture, guys? You guys, for thousands of years, the Christian church already had ecumenical councils and everything. talking about the deity of Christ, the Trinity, faith, and our creeds, the Nicene Creed and all that. Do you really think that 200 years ago, some random guy who didn't do any miracles at all, or even before him with Luther, a person who came, performed no miracles, changed the script, filtered and reducted the Bible, do you really think that they really know for sure about this rapture? And again, if there's a rapture, why doesn't our Saracen enemies recognize the King of Kings thousands of years later? Our religion comes from the East. In the East, in the East, the theology goes like this. Jesus died to save all men from death. Okay? After everybody dies in the culmination of history and there's a new age, everybody pops back to life. There's going to be this great and terrible being calling himself the King of Kings. So people are not going to be down with that. Do you get the point? Resurrection of the just, a resurrection of the unjust. All of our saints, all of our fathers, all of our fallen brothers and sisters in Christ, Trajan and Caesar and Caligula, for lack of a better word, forgive my language, my fellow Christians, they killed the shit out of us. Do you think in this modern day and age, where everybody has seen like 2 girls in 1 cup, and watches the Kardashians, and people who fucking like care more about the Lakers and shit, and pass so many poor people on the street, and don't so much as fold a $5 bill into a paper airplane and throw it into their stinky eyeball from afar? Do you think our modern Christian age is going to be like Enoch and be saved from the rapture just because we believe? You guys, this is why I love Protestantism. People are so talking about this rapture dream with like conviction, and it's a lie. Dude, you guys, look up where our religion, I don't know. I'm not even going to get theological, guys, but there you go. If you think there's a rapture, don't you think by the time the Muslims see the King of Kings, they would know who he is because they either repented or they'd be burning in Hades before the lake of fire in Gehenna? I mean, I think we kind of have our stuff backwards, or we don't. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. Doesn't that make sense? Makes sense to me. Do your mental gymnastics of theology, and try to change what I said. Try to make excuses for these dreams. Try to prove the rapture. Please do. Try.